God is a very generic term.
But do you believe there's only one
An
true God?
all-powerful, mighty? Yeah.
So you believe there's a God?
I believe in Yahweh.
Okay, you believe in Yahweh. So you believe that there's one true God, right?
I believe in Yahweh.
Yeah, do you know Jesus referred to himself as Yahweh?
Who's Jesus?
Jesus
Is
refers
he a
to...
cook in Mexico somewhere?
Yeah,
It's
well...
an incorrect name of an incorrect name and an incorrect name. If you want to use the name of the guy on the cross, it was Joshua.
So you believe... do you believe that Jesus is...
Jesus is
the
not
Son
his
of
real
God.
name. So you're talking about the guy, are we talking about the crucified guy here?
We're talking about the Son of God who was crucified
His name wasn't Jesus. His name was not Jesus. You probably weren't aware of that though, huh?
No, that's in the New Testament. We know it's
The
Yeshua.
New Testament's a Greek. That's a
He
Greek
is
thing.
he is the Messiah, and he reveals himself as the Son of
Yahshua?
God. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, second person of the Trinity, who actually states
Jesus
in
is
John
not-
chapter 8 that he was the one who spoke to Moses
You
at
guys
the
aren't even
burning
using
bush.
the right name. You're not even using the right name then if you want to talk about theology. Okay, we'll
So-
talk about Jesus. So we'll call him Jesus for
Okay.
your benefit.
According to the New Testament, it is. He is
The
Yesh-
New Testament, what are
he
you
is
talking about
Yeshua.
according- So you're going to rename the Savior of the universe?
I'm not renaming it.
Yeah, you are, because Jesus
This
whipped
is
out
what
his
the
name.
this is what Jewish writers wrote in the New Testament, who were followers of him, who was
So now you're
promised
saying Jewish
in the
writers
Old
did this.
Testament.
Well, first of all, the Jewish cleric tried to cover up all the names.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're not very teachable, sir.
Oh, I'm not very teachable.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like you listen very well either.
Well, we are listening to you, but every time we give you a statement, you always try to rebuttal with a very arrogant tone.
I just stopped by to meet these gentlemen who are here, who are helping women, because I appreciate what they're doing.
Oh, how are they helping women by making them feel bad coming in here?
Well, sometimes it hurts. Like if you get a
Oh,
splinter.
so you think that they are
If
here
you-
to instill more pain into
No,
an
what I'm
already
saying
painful
is
life?
sometimes help hurts. If you get a splinter, taking it out is painful, but it's much better to have it removed than to leave it in. If you would like, I would be happy to pray with you, and if you prefer that I don't, I will pray for you anyway, but not in your presence. But I'd like to offer to pray with you in your presence if you like that.
No, because for me, praying is a very private thing, and I am not into showing these things.
Okay. I respect
You know, like the
that.
person that prays in the open in the Bible, that wants great accolades, but those that are actually praying in their own private heart at home might be a little bit more.
But you know that they also prayed at the temple. There is a time for both, and it's an attitude of the heart, whether I'm praying to be seen by men or whether I'm speaking to God.
And
So,
your repetition prayers don't work as well either. You want it to be true and heartfelt, not just
absolutely. Our prayers need to be coming from our hearts.
parroted.
And I'd be happy to pray with you, but you already said
No,
you
I'm
didn't
a private
want to,
person
so,
with these
okay.
things.
All right.
But so
I
anyway,
will be praying for you.
I think that, I mean, if
And
anybody needs prayer, it's these people that do go in there that do need help, which is
They
why they're
do.
here.
They
And
do
they don't,
need prayer.
life is painful enough. You know, one thing that always annoyed me is that life is painful for everybody. Everybody, and life does it. So when people come out and they're like, I'm going to instill more pain and suffering on you because you need to be taught a lesson, dude,
That's not
God
what
has
it's
that
about.
covered.
It's
I
not
don't,
about
how is that,
instilling-
how,
It's about keeping a woman from making a decision that she will regret for the rest of her life. Did you know
Are you
that
sure
the
about that?
incidents, not for every single person, some people don't regret it until after their life, but the incidence of depression and even suicide is much higher. And
well, yeah, I would
who are
imagine
out of
because
it.
they're already stepping out the wrong foot.
Just so you know.
Like I said, these are the downtrodden are coming
It
here.
is. And just right across the street, there is a place where women who are in a crisis situation will be given help.
And what's across the street?
It's a place called Culture of Life and Family Services. And a girl can go in there, get a free pregnancy test, get an ultrasound, get support and counseling and resources to take care of her life as well as the life of
So why can't you go to both?
Why can't you go to
Why can't you go in there and get whatever personal, private thing is going on with her? Because these aren't necessarily just abortions. Some of these are like, oh, I have an infection of some kind. Oh, I have a weird scratch. I don't know. They're personal things that I don't wish to delve into, but that's what they're coming here for as well.
Some women are. They're coming here for birth control.
But
or
even if they're coming here for an
STD.
abortion, then they can still go there. They can go to both places. They need all the help they can get. But the
Well,
double whammy,
I don't
life is
think
going to
that
already teach them a
killing
lesson.
The life within them is really help.
Right? That's a lot to
But
judge.
you know what? I am actually.
Yeah,
gonna
thank you,
have to
honey.
get back.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it.
And
You can pray. I'm not against you at all.
I will.
I just want these people to be able to come in here in comfort and safe and not worry about being harassed because they're already in a rough spot.
I will pray for you. If you want to tell me your name, I'll pray for you by name. If you don't want to, then I'll just pray for
You
that
can just
guy
think
with
of
the
the
white
image.
hat. Okay. And I hope that someday, maybe this conversation will be continued in a different frame of mind.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
If you want to talk, we can go there. I want my friend to minister to people here. But if you want
Minister?
to go talk there, I'm willing to talk with you.
Minister.
Okay. Do you want to go talk over there?
I
So I want my friend to be
what
here
I want
because he's
to
doing his
know-
work. He's doing his
No,
work
I'm
here.
doing my work here because I don't
Okay.
think it's right that he holds a sign right in front of them, making every single one of them feel
If
bad.
you want to
walk
stand here
in.
and talk, I'm fine too. But I'm just saying, out of respect for my friend, I want to come
So
talk
he
with you
can
out
be
there.
free and clear while you
Well, that's
tie me
where
down?
that's where we disagree, my friend. Whatever you say, we're gonna disagree no matter what. So I'm just asking you. I'm trying to compromise you to your level. Do you want to go there and talk? Because I want my friend to minister here.
well, tell me what you want to say.
We can continue the conversation about this. I want to see what you say so we can expose the industry and learn.
Expose the industry.
Yeah. Do you want to or no? Yes
what,
or no?
What industry are you trying to expose? I don't get it.
The industry of abortion, sir. Because
Okay,
abortion.
so you want Roe versus Wade to be repealed and to have all these kids that 18 years from now crime would skyrocket. Have you ever read Freakonomics?
So do you want to talk or no over there?
I am talking.
No, but do you want to go over there?
Do you want to go over there and talk?
Sure, we can go talk anywhere.
Have you read the book Freakonomics?
No, I never read
It's
it.
talking about how in the late 1990s,
Uh-huh.
the crime rate plummeted,
Yeah.
and they couldn't understand why, because nothing in society was pointing to the point that it was like, why would we have a sudden drop in crime? And they related back to minus 18 years before when Roe versus Wade went through, all these people that could never get legal abortions could suddenly do it. So all these unwanted children that they weren't born because they were aborted. But so what happens is if you repeal Roe versus Wade, I guarantee you, I would put money in this, and I don't even like gambling, that in 18 years crime would skyrocket because these kids would no longer be in the system of the juveniles, they'd go to adult things, and it would blow up because they were unwanted. You think that if you make abortion illegal, and so they no longer have the option, so they're forced to have the kid, that the kid's going to be, it's going to be fair for him?
Uh-huh.
My parents wanted me, so I had it great. But a lot of these kids, if they're born and the parents don't want them, they're going to just perpetuate more and more bad things.
Well, you're arguing. Okay, your point is this: you're arguing based upon consequences or results of what happens due to Roe v. Wade if it was to be repealed or if we were to suppress abortion industry. But we are Christians who believe that it is wrong to murder. Because the Bible states in Exodus 20:13, you shall not murder.
Oh, and so now are you saying that when they had the Israelites kill every woman, child, beast of the field in the Old Testament, that was not the same God?
So repeat your question again.
In the
'Cause
Old
I find it-
Testament,
yeah.
the Israelites were told to kill everything. All the Palestinians, all the Philistines, when they went up through to get to the Promised Land, they had to kill everything. And it even said that God told them that once you kill them all, to salt the fields.
Well, that's a command directly coming from God. So if God tells you something, and whatever you're doing cannot be a sin because God is holy, He cannot sin. He cannot sin.
Okay.
So if He tells them to kill someone, He's still perfectly righteous and just.
Okay.
But we are to not step beyond His boundaries or to make up words which He
And
didn't
does
say.
He talk to individuals at all or not?
He speaks to His word. We believe in special
So how
revelation.
can you say across the board that it's all murder? Because you don't know these individual stories. But besides the point, that's still my premise, because if you abort something that doesn't have taken a breath, that's when the soul enters the body, is
No.
the first breath.
See, that's where we believe where it becomes a slippery slope. Because if you
But
do
it
not,
says it in the Bible.
right, and I'm telling you that in Genesis 1, in Genesis chapter 2, where it talks about the whole description and detailed account of Adam and Eve, we believe that at the moment that he was created, he had a soul already.
But it says right in there in black, in white, that when his first breath, when the Lord breathed into him, he was then a living soul, not before,
I believe that he was a living soul.
when he was made from the mud.
Yeah, it was a process.
But it says right in there that the Lord
He had a
breathed into
soul. If you want to argue
The
that
soul
way,
did not come from the mud, the soul came from God.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the soul came from God. I do agree
Yeah,
with
his
you on
breath.
that. I do agree with you on that.
His breath, it's all about the breath.
Yeah, but what we're saying is that every living person has a soul, even a baby.
If they're born and they take a breath, yes. Before then, it's a moot point. It's an undedicated structure.
No, see, that's where it gets very tricky. It becomes a slippery slope.
Well, then if it's tricky, you guys
Because
should be
then,
careful
then,
for your
then
own
who?
souls.
No, we believe that they have souls.
But don't believe.
We believe
No.
they have souls.
Don't believe. No.
Read Psalm 139. This is what King David, the king of Israel, states.
Who also made mistakes. Did he not kill
Of
the
course
one
he
that
did.
he married for?
Of course he did. Everybody's a sinner. But look what it states here in Psalm
Except for
139.
Yahshua.
Yeah, Jesus never sinned,
All
or
right, we'll go
Yeshua
back to
never
Jesus.
sinned.
So what do you want me to read? Psalms?
So you formed my inward parts. You wove me in my mother's womb. I will give thanks to you, for I am fearfully, wonderfully made. Wonderful your works. So the life that's in the womb is precious. In fact, if you go to,
It's still important, but it's still an undedicated
in fact,
structure.
if you go to
That's one
the
Bible
Hebrew,
verse, too.
if you go to
need
the,
to give me something in the law and the prophets and the fulfillment and the New Testament if you want to wind through all the different ages, because there's a difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament, because we no longer have to kill every living thing, and to be fruitful and multiplied actually went out of date a long time ago. That's why Jesus brought in the new age.
Psalm 139 is one of the
It's a
many.
song. Psalms 139 is a song.
Psalm 1
And these are important
So
things
you
too.
don't believe that every scripture that's given by God the Creator is inspired?
Psalms 139 is a collection of songs. There's a couple that are more like, I would have to say, chronicles.
Right, but this is where we differ. We believe it's inspired.
Oh yeah.
We believe it's inspired.
I'm just jumping in here, but because I just overheard, what you guys are talking about. And you remember when David committed adultery with Bathsheba,
Yes.
and what happened as a result of the adultery?
He had to live the rest of his life in a state of war. Yes, that's what happened.
He did more.
I'm thoroughly. I know that book inside out.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
aren't going to catch me on the book.
And so-
when David had Bathsheba's husband, who he
Yeah.
already slept with,
Yeah.
killed by sending him to the front lines, God came down to him and said that you will never live again in peace for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
and you can't build the tabernacle that Solomon, his son, built. And Solomon also lost his soul because he worshipped false idols.
Yeah,
so all these people you're talking about are flawed.
Yeah. Well, remember what happened? When Bathsheba, she got pregnant, right?
Mhm.
You remember that? And you remember
Solomon.
That, there was a baby before Solomon.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was already married.
What happened to that baby? You remember that baby, the result of the adultery?
Was that the one that got his hair caught in a thick and got killed in battle? Was it Epsilon?
No, there was a baby as a result of the adulterous relationship. God took
Oh, the
life
first
away.
one with Bathsheba.
Yeah, that God took the life away. And
Yeah.
in the dialogue
He
discussion,
can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, in the discussion it said this, that behold, while the child was yet alive, we
Mhm.
spoke to him. And so, according to that dialogue, that while yet the
Well,
baby
if it
has
takes
not
a-
been born yet, it was, according to scripture says, while the baby was alive. And so, again, I see, when I read that.
Now you're talking about something where it's like you're talking. First of all, I never read when I was going through David
Yeah.
about a conversation with a fetus in a womb.
Well, it does say here, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spoke to him.
Yeah, but what was the child? Did he take a breath or not?
Well, the child was alive, and so when
Well,
I read that, it's alive.
Yeah, it's alive, but that's all I know. It has nothing to do with whether it was born or not or how he had communicated with it. Now, do you believe that you're actually that physical body yourself? You don't believe that you are actually your soul?
I believe that my physical self, that there is a soul, but this
Well,
body
who are
is-
you?
I am.
Are you a soul or are you body?
I'm a soul.
Okay, so he can communicate to any soul he wants whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that if there's a soul and he wants to commune with it, whether it's in a body or not, is completely beyond me. Nor
Well,
that's
apparently,
it. That's up to him.
apparently, when it was in
It
Bathsheba's,
didn't say that.
it says it's alive. Yeah.
It doesn't say it's live, but it didn't say its location. But it doesn't
But
matter anyway.
No, it died.
Because-
It died before it was even born. I mean,
Yeah.
it died. It was.
I don't know. I don't know. It
It
doesn't
was a
say.
stillborn.
If it wasn't alive, then why did John the Baptist kick Elizabeth's womb? She kicked Elizabeth's womb. It's the prophet, the mightiest prophet in the Old Testament, John the Baptist.
Oh yes, the kicking story.
Yeah,
That
that's
doesn't prove anything.
yeah, it does.
So-
It's
What does
life.
it prove?
Who's that? The baby's alive. And there's life.
Yeah, not a dedicated
Yeah.
soul. The first breath, when the tabernacle was made, it was not even a functional building until the breath of Yahweh went through it.
But that's
you want
the
to call it
tabernacle.
Lord? The tabernacle is the blueprint of the human body.
Where
That
do you
takes a
get-
while to
where-
break it down for you. Do
Where
you
do
want me to
get
break it
that?
down?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have. Well,
Holy place, most holy place, court roundabout. It all is totally mirroring the human body. You got, man, this could take it. Even the 12 tribes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, both sides. The priest comes in with a sacrifice. Right when he goes to the court roundabout, there's an altar of burnt offering. He kills the sacrifice, puts it on the altar, burnt offering. First, he actually washes the beast in the laver of water, which is also in the court roundabout, and then he does the sacrifice. The court roundabout is all your non-covered parts, just like it was there. It's a reflection. It's the same thing. Now, behind the altar of burnt sacrifice was the horn of. You guys are smiling at me like I'm not. I can
we're not
actually sit here,
smiling.
it will take about an hour, but I can break it down.
No,
It's
we're
a
not
reflection.
smiling. We're listening to you.
I have to go.
Oh, here you go. Okay.
Sorry about that. I have
It's
to go 'cause
okay.
I was having
Look
Yeah.
into it.
Okay.
That's why my belief is so strong in this, because throughout the Bible, again and again, he talks about the breath is what's important, because that's when the soul enters the body or the structure. So the reason I get fired up is because, first of all, I feel sorry for these girls, and I have sympathy for them and empathy, and she was wrong. I've never had to deal with this in real life. I've never had a girl that had an abortion, and I never had to deal with it. I just feel sorry for them.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So I just wanted to hopefully, I didn't mean to traumatize you like that, but I just wanted
No.
you guys to think about, honestly, how sure you are on your superiority over these
Yeah.
people coming in the door.
You're not traumatizing us. We expect this to happen. It happens every time. So.
Really,
I
every
have-
time? There's a lot of firecrackers out there.
No, I
isn't
have
there?
I have many friends who have their lives threatened, beaten up. So it's not a shocker, you know.
And then when I go to work, I see these
Yeah.
cards of dead baby parts all over the place, which is also wrong. You can't litter my
That
workplace
means
with
it's
these
life.
things.
That's why if it shocks people,
No.
that means it's life, right?
Well, what has to do with my work environment? When you people go to where I work
Right.
and leave your cards everywhere of dead baby
Right.
parts.
Your name? What's your name, by the way?
My name is Shannon. What's your name?
Z.
Z?
Yeah.
That's your name?
The short name, Z. People call me Z, short for Zephaniah, the
Okay.
prophet. But what I'm saying, Shannon, is this. If people really believe it's a clump of cells, not a person, those dead
I
baby
didn't call it
parts.
a clump of cells.
Well, people, that's the rhetoric they're using. Then it shouldn't bother them.
It's grotesque to look at.
That means it's life.
No, it means it's grotesque to
It
look
means
at.
it's life.
A pile of flies on a dead carcass is grotesque. It's not life.
There's
It's
no.
grotesque.
Well, I don't
and
see.
it's uncalled for.
Most of the pictures I see don't have flies on it. They've been
Yeah, but
newly
it's still
killed.
wrong to force an image in front of somebody's eyes who's just looking for a book.
They're freshly killed, and if it's just a clump of cells, just
So
regular
do you think
meat.
it's right for people that if I have a belief
Uh-huh.
of something macabre,
Okay. Can you define what you mean by macabre?
who can define what macabre is?
Okay.
But if it is